Magic Mike's is a HBCU podcast with students from the LeMoyne College
discussing the pros and the cons, the culture and the journeys
of the Black college experience.
Man, look, it's springtime, it's Springfest. I mean, what other topic to start off with than, let's talk about the sundress season. How y'all feel about that?
That's exactly what's on my mind, mate. It's a good way to start off. And I'm sure the ladies want to talk about the gray sweatpants. Since we're talking about the sundresses, they're gonna tell us about the gray sweatpants and how they feel about that.
Sundress season better.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Y'all are just saying that because
Obviously.
y'all got more to look at. Y'all only giving us one option.
Okay, listen.
Y'all got more to look at. Of course,
Yeah.
y'all feel like sundress season is better than gray sweatpants.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not a mathematician, right? But then I know that I appreciate the numbers, and sometimes when it's shaped like an 8, you just gotta appreciate,
Hey.
I have to disagree with you. I feel like sundresses are overrated at this point.
Because not everybody sundress is sundressing. So
Facts.
when y'all out here, everybody feel like, all the girls feel like we all could wear sundresses. But some of them ain't sundressing like they supposed to be sundressing. So when y'all walk into
I
the
don't
room,
think it take a scientist to tell a beautiful young woman to show her body.
Man, and the thing is with sundresses, they can show off some things that jeans can't. So,
here we go.
Well, let's crack
Exactly.
on them about their
So-
sweatpants. Because they sweatpants show things that
Jeans
pants
can't.
my jeans.
So
what about
To a
that?
certain extent.
What do you mean to a certain extent?
no, it's the same extent.
No, it's really
It's the
not.
same extent
It's not
because
the
the
same
same way
extent.
y'all
It's not.
said you can see some stuff in a sundress that you can't see in some jeans. You can see some stuff in some gray sweatpants that you can't see in no jeans.
Man,
Hey, that's my cue to leave. So okay, so like,
all right, host. Okay,
what?
man.
So Kelly, what like catches your attention when you when someone walks past with like gray sweatpants?
What catches your attention?
What gets your attention, Neisha? Tell us.
In a sundress?
No,
Nah, the
It's sweat.
sweatpants.
Gray sweat?
Yeah.
there's multiple things we can look
Well,
at during gray sweat.
I'm
No,
happily
it's only one
married,
thing
so
you can look
nothing
at.
catches my attention.
Man said no.
It's only one thing you can look at.
I'm
so
gonna just say this: size
Because
does matter.
Where are y'all even gonna wear these sundresses? Y'all can't wear these sundresses in Memphis. Ain't nothing to do in Memphis that's giving sundress season. Where y'all finna wear these sundresses?
Look.
Alrighty,
Summertime
I think it's time to switch the topic. And at the end of that topic, women should wear sundresses and show their beautiful body and not be mad about it. Disclosure. Next topic. High sports. What do you guys think about that?
We're gonna find out where they gonna wear them
Yeah,
sundresses at.
what's the hot spots for vacations? Where we finna wear these sundresses at?
I ain't gonna lie, DJ
Where can you wear the
Evolution.
sundress?
You be DJing everywhere. I know you know some spots. I know you know some venues.
yeah.
I just know for a fact he do.
Give your input.
Let me hear it.
I mean, what you trying to do is what you trying to wear. That's how I put it. If you trying to go somewhere, more upscale, then get your more formal.
What's
thing.
some places in Memphis that's upscale that these folks should know about?
Let me see.
Put them on game.
I know one spot I'm going to a lot is 111 Cafe Lit on 111 Madison. That joint pretty straight.
Okay.
I be there with Alpha Whiskey, so that joint be pretty straight. Got a lounge, cigar lounge, upstairs.
I do like a
patio.
cigar every now and then.
So
What?
it's a vibe in there. I think
Another
Money Bag got-
upscale spot is Stony River. Have y'all ever been to Stony River?
No, I have not. Where's that?
Stony
located?
River is bomb. Stony River is in Germantown or Collierville, something like that. Saddle Creek. It's a real nice restaurant. If y'all ever been to J. Alexander's, Stony River
Nah, I've been
was
there,
made
so-
by the same people as J. Alexander's.
Really?
So it's pretty good. We got Philly cheesesteak egg rolls outside. Stony River has Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. So if y'all ain't never tried that, go try that. If you outside, go try them outside.
Okay, I got another spot that you can walk and go eat. Local on the square restaurant. Very good.
Okay.
Decent restaurant. We have a you could take your girl, take your man. They have a top floor.
What type of restaurant is this?
See, it is a burger, wing spot,
Okay.
Philly cheese spot.
Okay.
Basically almost everything black culture likes.
Oh, okay.
That's
Very ridiculous.
Well, that's nice.
I'm glad you brought up black culture because one thing I did want to discuss today is the culture around Memphis. Like, I think we should really get into that. And specifically how it's influencing even some of the top celebrities here that represent Memphis, like our Memphis artists, our basketball players like Ja, and the rest of the Grizzlies. You know, they all aggressive and turning up and stuff. So let's get into that.
Speaking of the game, I don't mean to brag, but you know I might have floor seats to the game today.
We know.
Speaking of, you know, it's a tornado, so I might not make it.
Yeah,
but black culture.
Pray for you, go.
Pray for you. We're gonna pray for you.
So Memphis culture. So I want to really hear from somebody who's not from Memphis. From coming to Memphis, what do y'all feel like was your biggest misconception, or maybe something that you thought was Memphis culture and it really was? What kind of threw you off with coming here?
I mean, for me, I don't think it'll do justice to talk about Memphis culture without talking about Ja Morant and the issue with the gun. You know, that stuff it's something that I really I would want to ask y'all who from Memphis do y'all see yourself as being like tough or macho or whatever it is, you know, with guns and all these violence and, you know, all those violent acts.
Okay, if you don't mind, I feel like this between me and Static.
What's up?
Should I take that or should you take that?
Talking about the job situation?
Yeah.
I just want to speak a little bit on it and I'm going to get a real see.
All right.
Like, real talk, like, the NBA has always been this hard, aggressive, macho man type of attitude, type of energy in there. I think it's just evolved and in the modern times and with him representing Memphis, I think that gun whole controversy was just like part of it and a mistake that he made. I mean, the man's still out here balling out. He's still selling tickets. He's still selling jerseys. And I just think he made a mistake and he's going to move on, and I feel like we should too as fans.
I'm glad you said mistake. People don't realize everybody's human, and humans make mistakes.
Yeah, especially when you got not millions, but billions of eyes on you. You got global people on you. Like,
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So I just want to put my opinion on that topic. I feel like Ja Morant made a mistake because I feel like the world looks at celebrities like they're not human, like they can't do what regular people can do. It's not rich.
Because imagine all the little mistakes that we make on a daily, and then we had like millions of eyes just magnifying on all the stuff we do. Because I promise you, I wouldn't want to be a celebrity if they saw the stuff that I did. So, you know what I mean? So,
I think what you said with that, a college student can make that type of mistake. Now, matter of fact, let me say a regular person can make that type of mistake. And be okay, the world will be okay with it. But if a celebrity make that type of mistake, it's the end of the world.
Especially if it's a black man.
They're putting people on pedestals. These people are humans just like we're humans. So people want to talk about his background and where he came from and how this is not him. You have to understand he was put in a different city that had a different culture that he was not used to. You're living here, you're working here, you're gonna adapt to what you see every single day. He's human.
And one thing that a lot of people don't really talk about with adaptation is like, sometimes people can mistake adapting for maybe even having a point to prove. Y'all think y'all had a point to prove with all this like lifestyle stuff that he got going on?
What Kelli said, I agree with what Kelli said, you know, so I'm trying to figure out, okay, he came here and people say that he's trying to do something that he's not, you know, he's trying to fit in with Memphis, you know, Memphis culture. What exactly was he trying to fit into, you know, what, does he want to look tougher or?
I think, in my opinion, I'm putting in my opinion, my perspective. I feel like he already, I ain't gonna say he grew up in Memphis, but he did grow in Memphis culture.
Yeah.
Like he has a relationship with Moneybag Yo, the rapper. I feel like he didn't try to be somebody he's not. It's just in him because if you look at his history, if you do your research, he was already doing such things as he's doing now. Not saying he's doing something bad, but he was just being a human being and making simple mistakes. And I feel like the world looks at a celebrity like he's not human and judges him off his character. You know, just because he have a lot of money and eyes on him at once.
And I want to answer your question about what you saying. What exactly is Memphis culture that you're trying to fit into? Like, not saying this is everybody, but we know how Memphis get. We know how lit we are. We know how we turn up. We know it can come off as aggressive, but we also know like it's different from like some place like New York that has an aggressive black culture. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can feel the intent that you know it's not negative, but it can spin that way. It's a very, very tricky thing to like put into words about like how we just are in Memphis.
You know, someone actually said Memphis is like its own state. You know, it's not something in Tennessee. It's like a place of its own.
I do have a question though. Do y'all think like this type of stuff is affecting like with what Ja did? Do you think he has a negative impact on the youth and the people that watch him?
That question actually leads us into our next topic, which is black leadership. You know, I think we can move on to talk about black leadership and how these role models that young people have influence young culture.
Right.
Yeah. So honestly, you want to talk? You go ahead. Okay. I was saying honestly, I feel like Ja is a good example of not trying to be perfect all the time. He made a mistake and he took accountability for what he did that was wrong. A lot of people, you know, feel like, oh, whatever I do, I'm gonna put my all into it, even if it's right or wrong. That's just me. Ja made a perfect example of saying, hey, sometimes I mess up. I'm human, you know, just like y'all. Sometimes I want to fit in. Sometimes I want to be like the people around me, and it lands me in places that I'm not supposed to be. I take full responsibility for that. I think that was a wonderful example of being a leader, saying, I'm going to take responsibility for what I did, you know, because some people want to just sweep things under the rug. No, I did this, I messed up, and I'm taking responsibility for it, you know? He came out and said, I won't make this mistake again.
I feel like since we're talking about leadership, let's talk about how black leadership is explained or how it is weighted in this country, in this day and age, actually.
Perception.
People don't see black leadership as what we commonly know as people who just get up and do things. It's more than just getting up, making protests. It's like, being a leader is an ongoing day and night type of thing.
It's a characteristic. It's a way of life. If you're a leader, you're a leader. That's it.
It's that impact that you leave behind, that positive impact. Yeah. And speaking of positive impact, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to some of our positive black leaders. Now, even though they're not major, but they are black leaders in our community here at LeMoyne. Owen is right here. Our own professors, our own faculty, even Miss Ina here, I would consider her a black leader. She's out here in the youth. She's out here. She's putting people on game. She's always hosting these master classes and helping people get into a whole new career field that makes a ton of money. Yeah. That's just one example. You know,
so if we're talking about black leadership, what makes them leadership? What makes them
their impact on the culture, their way of changing people's lives, the effect that they have on other people's.
And I think not just their impact, but their positive impact, because a lot of people have impact and it's not positive, and it doesn't make them a leader because they have impact and influence. It's when they have a positive impact on the community, when they are helping young leaders remain leaders and stand up for what it is that they believe in, and in the ways that make them leaders. They're showing them you can be a leader and you can face some issues and still continue to lead. I also want to give a shout out to Miss Miller. She's been helping out
go Miss Miller
a ton. Like, we got us a whole food pantry for the students to come get some free items and a little free stuff for us.
Shout out to Miss Woo.
Yes, help us save some money.
Yes, shout out to Miss Woo to be able to step in front and giving us a place where we can speak freely and be ourselves.
Yeah, voice our opinions.
You know, I know some of y'all are gonna be leaders one day, and I just wanna tell you that look out for your people. You know, look out for the people who are under you, and look out just be there for the people, you know. Make sure that your priorities are straight. You're serving the interests of whoever you're serving, you know, because as a leader, you're not there to like lead the way. You're actually there to like, I could say, give people direction and like a light, you know, just serve your people. I think that's all I have to say. Make
And
sure you're a good
I
example.
do want to give one last shout out because we do have a leader here on our panel right up here with us. My boy KB, a great student leader. I've seen his growth. I've just seen this man just climb and reach heights. So if you don't mind, KB, do you want to just go ahead and speak about your journey a little bit, if that's okay?
I don't want to take up the panel, but I will say, as a second semester freshman, I have changed my mind drastically. My mindset has just been constantly elevating. My character as a man, I've been just building myself, building my mindset. My journey has just been going nonstop, just flowing. And my relationship with God has gotten stronger.
Amen.
And, meditation is a large thing. I feel like everybody need to get into that. But that's another topic. We're not going to get into that. But I just thank God, you know what I'm saying? Thank all the people, and I thank you too, Static. You're doing your thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gave me wisdom and words at times to move forward in my journey. And I appreciate it.
I appreciate you even letting me be there for you, man.
No problem, bro.
Well, anybody else would like to speak on their journey real quick as we get ready to wrap up?
Well, speaking of growing and learning how to be closer to God, my journey has been a wild one for sure. This is my first semester at LeMoyne, and I came from Lane College, but it's been a wild journey that God has taken me on. He's put me in different positions to have pressure. Because, if y'all know anything about diamonds, you got to go through the pressure to make diamonds. So I'm in a heavy season of pressure right now where I'm having to grow and develop. And like KB said, meditation is good, but I am praying all day, every day. The Bible says to pray without ceasing. So I'm continuing every day trying to be in his presence. And that's where my growth journey is going, is doing what it is that he's called me to do, like what I'm doing right now. So.
Amen.
Oh, you hit us with an amen, I see. Well, I could say life's journeys are not straightforward. If you get in your car today and you say, oh, I want to go to the Crosstown Concourse, your journey's set and you're going to get there. You have a route that you're taking that's going to take you there. For a fact, I'm going to be there in like 10, 15 minutes, but with life, I've learned you may want to go 5 minutes up the road, but it might take you like a week or a month to get there because you've got like so many detours and things that get in your way. That's all I could say about journeys. Sometimes you do get, everyone faces problems and all that, but just being positive, making sure that you're okay mentally, physically, spiritually. And to all the sportsmen out there, I know that the mentality is when you get on the field, you have to destroy your opponent mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's the same approach you need to take in life. Just make sure that you go after the challenges, and you learn from that, and you come out a better person.
Yes, sir.
I feel you. And also, don't be worried who don't follow this journey with you. Some journeys are meant to be held alone. Yeah. You don't always have to be with another person to walk a journey of life. Be mindset that some people come for a season and a reason. Also try to make sure you don't put your reason and seasons mixed up. Make sure that you know that this is your journey, and anybody who don't agree with you physically, mentally, or spiritually, cut them off from the source.
They can come.
I got one more thing
in life, cut them off from the source.
To talk about on the journeys. This is actually for the young man. Young man, on your spiritual journey, don't be scared to cut off people that is close to you. Because sometimes those people are the main people who holding you back from reaching your next level in your journey. Yeah. No matter if it's friend, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, cut them off.
Yeah.
And that can go for women too. Women, don't be scared to be alone. Like, there's nothing wrong with being alone.
I was just about to say, sometimes you have to pray that scary prayer. I remember the first time I prayed that prayer of God, remove anything that's around me that's not like you. That prayer can get scary because he has express delivery. He will take whatever is not of him and remove it immediately. So sometimes you have to pray that scary prayer so that you can be put in position for exactly what he's called you to do.
Amen. And last but not least, I do have a metaphor. Not like a metaphor, but this is my philosophy. You might want to get your phone out. Because I definitely want to.
Get this one on record.
hey, life is like a fight. It's gonna be lonely. It's gonna be painful. But hey, take your swing. Take your swing. Take your risk. You might end up landing. You might end up landing where you want to be. You might end up winning. You might end up a champion. But don't be afraid to take your swing. Don't just get beat down. Don't just let everything happen to you. Take control, because it might feel like you can't, but trust me, you can. It's going to be scary. When it is scary, you know, one thing my coach used to tell me, that nervousness and excitement is the exact same feeling. Like scientists have broken it down to that exact same feeling. So sometimes when you're in them nervous moments, them scary moments, that's when it's important. That's when it's important to jump through that door. Just trick your mind and say, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to leave that with you guys. Is there anything else anybody else would like to say before we get ready to wrap up?
Before we do close off, I just want to thank you all for coming and sharing this panel with me. It's been an honor hearing all of your ideas. I think to close off, I'd just like to say family always should always come first. You know, your family is always going to want the best for you. So I don't agree with you, KB, in saying that it doesn't matter if it's family or not, you know, because family first and everything else. But if your name is John Wick, then it's going to be the dog first and everything else. Thank you. This has been the Magic Mike's podcast at Springfest 2023 at LeMoyne College. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next episode.